I would like to introduce you to a gentleman who goes by the name of Riffman. You might know him better as Mr. Scott Miller from Tango Down. It's a great pleasure to have you on the programme, sir.
All right, excellent. It's great to be here, finally to get a hold of you.
It's been a cracking year for you guys, hasn't it?
Yeah.
When this album came out in October, it really set the world alight, didn't it?
Oh, it was extremely well received. I couldn't be happier with the album. It was kind of surprising, but John and I knew that the songs were really good, and we were hoping for a good, strong, positive reaction to it.
Right. I mean, how could you expect there to be anything else? I mean, your track record with music is exemplary. I mean, I first heard of you when in the band Adrian Gale all those years ago, and the songwriting quality there and is different to the songwriting in Tango Down. Tango Down's a lot heavier than Adrian Gale was. But the track record is there. The pedigree is there, Scott.
Hey, flattery will get you everywhere.
But it's true.
Well, I'm more of a heavy metal guy. I really enjoyed being an Adrian Gale, but Tango Down is more of what my sound really is, you know. Yeah.
I mean, the music quality is just... I mean, the song quality is brilliant. I mean, the album opens up with Cry to Me, and you really do state your intentions with that tune. I mean, it's an arena rock of the finest quality.
That's just a heavy metal song. That's the type of song that I like to write. That's my bread and butter. We have F-sharp. Driving F-sharp riffs, that's really, that's what I do,
What's it like working with David Reece?
Oh, it was and is a pleasure. He's a monster singer, a great person. He's just got a knack for knowing, he's a professional. He just knows what to do and when to do it. It really is a pleasure to work with him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the third album now, our third recording with Keivel Records, and unfortunately you've had a different vocalist every time. Is David now a part of Tango Down?
Yes, absolutely. I would say absolutely. Absolutely. All the vocalists at that time were part of Tango Down. Yeah, it was never a hired gun kind of situation. It's just, I don't know if I could say this on your thing. It shit happens, People come and people go. They have different things happen in their lives. And, but yes, right now David is, and hopefully will be, the singer in Tango Down permanently.
Because you guys, you seem to have gelled really well. I mean, David seems to have fitted straight in with his vocal style fits your guitar playing style perfectly.
I like to think so. David's a heavy metal singer too. Yeah, so we're doing melodic rock on Keivel, but you can hear our heavy metal influence coming through. I'm a heavy guy, and David was an Accept. We could, if we had to play heavy metal, we could, but we're just playing some nice melodic tunes, I
like what you're playing. I think what you're playing is really, really good. I like the whole package that you've got with the artwork especially. I mean, have you guys got this thing about red-headed girls?
Well, that's all John Keivel. He's the genius behind all the artwork.
Oh, so it's Mr. Keivel, is it, that we have to blame for the redheads?
He's I've been on his label 12 years now, and he always takes care of it. He is the mastermind behind all the artwork and the concepts, and that's his piece of the puzzle. He does his piece.
Mr. Keivel was very kindly able to show me a rough outtake of your video about 6 months ago for the first track, and I remember seeing you playing the guitar on that and just thinking, this guy knows exactly what he's doing, not only in front of the audience but in front of a camera too, and that's not exactly an easy task.
Well, I'm an old man. I've been doing this for quite a few years. If I don't know how to do it by now, I should hang it up.
So have you been able to get out live much with this new album and promote it live?
Oh, here and there, dribs and drabs. The scene isn't what it used to be.
No, it's not.
But Johnny keeps us working. We try to do high-profile things that are going to, I don't like to go stand in a bar. I like to do things that are going to forward the project. And John always gets us the big shows. And as a matter of fact, we have a bunch of things pending right now. We'll be out and about soon.
What you got pending? Or can you not say?
I'm not at liberty to discuss.
Oh, I see. He's pleading the fifth, is he?
Yeah, I'm very political. Vote for me, Riff from Tango Down.
If you're standing for election, I don't think you'd have too many problems getting votes. Because I think, where's the album at the moment? I mean, last I heard, it was climbing its way up the rock charts quite nicely.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, I'm extremely happy, and I can't say that I'm surprised, but I am surprised.
Yeah,
how well it's doing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But I mean, it's got some cracking tracks on it. I mean, Crying to Me, Dream Child. I mean, I personally like Blame as well. But I think the surprise of the album for me was the enigmatically titled Magic Pudding with which the album finishes.
That's the big bluesy rocker. The first time Tango Down has ever attempted a song like that.
Yeah, but it works.
That song came with David. That's a David Reece song.
Okay.
And I dig it. I like playing it. It's been part of our live set.
Right.
Since before the album came out, it's been part of our live set. It's just a good blues rocking tune. As a matter of fact, we end our set with it live.
Right.
Also. Yeah,
it's crying out to be played live, though. I mean, that bluesy riff and the guitar work on it. It's a head tapper. It's a head rocker. It's just one of those songs that gets inside and stays there for a bit.
We've never attempted a song like that. Years and years and years ago, I was in bands that used to play songs similar to that.
Right.
Tango Down has never really attempted that, and I'm glad that it's been so well received.
Oh, it has been. What made you actually do it then? If you've not done that kind of thing for so long, was it just because it was different?
I like the song. It's awesome, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, David sings the hell out of that song, you know. He really lays it all on the line. I mean, it's his tune, you know. Yeah. Basically, we were just along for the ride, you know.
Right, okay. Because I mean, on some things, I would imagine that there were songs that you've had for a while that David was along for the ride on too. So I mean, I think that's kind of 50-50, isn't it? Along
for the ride is just maybe I phrased that wrong.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has the chance, the ability to do what they have to do to the song.
Absolutely.
As long as everybody agrees with what's being done. So it's not like play it like this.
Yeah.
You know, I was given a lot of freedom on David's tunes. David's given a lot of freedom on songs that other people write.
It's got to be that way, though.
It's like, why have somebody with so much talent if you're not going to let them do what they do?
Absolutely. And I think it shows that there is no my way or the highway attitude with Tango Down, which is really refreshing sometimes.
Actually, it's John Kibbles' way or the highway.
Do you know what? I can believe that, actually, as it goes. I can definitely believe when he wants something, he knows how to go about getting it, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, Johnny's the boss.
Yeah, you know? I know what you mean. So what are our chances of seeing Tango Down in the UK?
I would hope good.
Right.
I've been trying to get over there for a while now. We just can't seem to connect with the right promoters or the right shows. Like I said, you have to go back and talk to the boss, you know. I think John sets it all up, and when there's a chance for us to get over there, I'm sure we will be able to get over there.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of people over here who would love to see you play live in the UK.
Well, why don't you help us get over there?
I'll do my damnedest. You can guarantee that one.
Paul.Live and Loud.
Oh, yes.
You know, you can be our UK agent. Let's go. Let's play. I'll have my people call your people.
Indeed.
We'll do lunch. It'll be fabulous.
Absolutely. Somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic on a raft.
I'll meet you halfway.
Yeah, something like that.
Canary Islands.
I'll meet you on Ascension Island, sir, on Easter Sunday. So are you guys writing again now for part 4, or are you taking a bit of a hiatus?
No, writing. As a matter of fact, I have a collection of songs that are just about ready to go. We're almost ready to actually start demoing and picking tracks for the next album. We're working. Yeah, we don't stop here. We don't stop.
No, you're not letting the grass grow at all, are you?
No, not at all.
So are we talking the same vein as Identity Crisis, or are we changing direction a little, or are we staying put?
No, well, I don't think of it like that. I play. I don't like to be put in a box, although I am in a box, I'm sure. We just write what we write and we play what we play.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to be similar because that's what I do, you know.
I don't think if it's in your heart, then that's how it's going to be. You can't really step away from that and it sound authentic, can you? No,
well, I write and play what I like. As you can tell, I don't chase the latest trend.
No.
My music is all 1987 and older. You know, that's what I like. That's what I write.
But that's
what I like to play, you know.
Well, that's where we grew up musically, isn't it? I mean, the late 70s, the early 80s, into the start of the 90s. That's where people like you and I grew our musical tastes.
Yeah, I'm an early 80s guy.
Yeah, me
early
too.
80s, you know. my style was developed by the end of 85, 86. I knew how I was going to sound. And, I have more of an old school feel. I'm sure you can hear it on Identity Crisis.
Absolutely.
I tend not to play too much of the pretty boy stuff.
No, you don't.
But I like to keep it melodic, but, heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. Who were you listening to in the middle 80s then?
I like Tigers of Pantang. I used to listen to Tigers a lot. Thin Lizzy. I'm a big Thin Lizzy fan.
Yeah.
Anything Ozzy, Zakk Wylde, Jake Lee.
Yeah, I can hear the Zakk Wylde too, actually, as it goes. I mean,
Well, I'm totally a John Sykes, Zakk Wylde freak. That's my perfect blend. But I do Carlos Cavazo. I like Vito Bratta. I like the older guys,
Yeah, definitely. You're more a field player than a technical player, and I don't mean that as an insult.
Right.
But some players are more interested in how, look at me, can't I do this well? And instead of just strapping the guitar on, having it nice and low on the body, and just beating the hell out of it.
Well, I'm not the musician's musician. I play for the fans. The fans seem to like what I do, so I'm not going to change my style.
No, please don't. Please don't change your style. Your style's great. It resonates with people of a certain age, and also the new people, which is more important, the new people who are coming into this style of music and as a listener. And you are fulfilling something that they can't get particularly well these days. Those players like yourself are starting to become a little thin on the ground simply because a lot of players are going down this technical route.
Uh-huh. I play a big black Les Paul. I string it down really low, and it's rock and roll. It's the Jimmy Page style.
Yeah, shoot it from the hip.
It all started with the Jimmy Page rock star attitude. That's where it all comes from.
Absolutely, it does.
Like you said, I shoot from the hip. Definitely. I come loaded with both barrels.
Which of these tracks, and I always ask this in my interviews, and it's always the same response, usually the same response, which is I'm asking you to pick between your kids. What's your favourite track on the album?
Ooh. On this album?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite track?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Which one?
I like them all.
Okay, then. Well, which one puts the biggest smile on your face when you play it live?
What song? Oh, every song. I just love to play it. I love to play it. From the second the intro tape ends and the band starts until the second we get off the stage, I've got a smile on my face.
You can't argue with that. You cannot argue with that at all. And I think that is the finest thing any artist can say about his own album.
Well, I really like all the songs. It's not like I get there's no filler. As a matter of fact, we had to drop a lot of good songs because we had we had so many songs, so much music for this album.
Yeah,
only a certain amount of time on the album, and and between everybody making their picks and John, he makes the final decision.
Okay, how do you find that?
What was that?
How do you find that? Have you ever experienced a song that you really love and want to be on the album that John said, I'm not so sure about that one?
I trust John's instincts.
You can't argue with that statement, sir.
I wouldn't have been with him as long as I have if I didn't trust his instincts.
I'll tell you what, that is a very refreshing thing to hear, because you'll hear most artists will have issues with their record company at one point or another, and it's really refreshing to hear an artist say that they've got that amount of trust in a label owner. I think that is something that Mr. Kuyvel should be really proud of.
Oh, well, we've been friends since before he was a record company guy,
Yeah, but even so,
He used to hang around with my bands a long time ago. He's a great photographer.
Right, yeah.
And he used to come on the road with us and take pictures, and, he really is. He's an artist in his own right. So,
yeah, I think when you've got that backing, it's easier to trust somebody, perhaps.
Yes, and I do. And it makes it a little easier for me also to be able to say, okay, whatever you think, I'm going to go with,
That's a really good thing to hear.
Everybody has their piece of the puzzle to do. And as long as everybody is doing their piece of the puzzle and everybody is happy with what everyone else is doing, it really is no problem. I really like to enjoy this.
Yeah.
So the more everybody else enjoys what they do, the more I'm going to enjoy my piece of the puzzle.
I like the way that sounds.
That's the main thing. Everybody's got to have fun.
Yeah.
I love what I'm doing. John loves what he's doing. David loves what he's doing. Chris and Keith love what they're doing. Everybody likes what they're doing and their piece of the puzzle.
How can you lose?
I don't think we have. You've heard Identity Crisis.
That's brilliant. Well, I started the interview by playing Crying to Me. I'm going to end it with a change of choice, actually, because I wasn't going to end it with this one. But due to the conversation, I think I'm going to end this interview with Enlighten Me, because that's exactly what you've done during this interview. You've not only enlightened me, but you've enlightened the audience too about the inner workings of Tango Down. So thank you for that, sir. Hey,
well, without the Tango Down fans, without people like the fans, there wouldn't be people like me. So they're actually more important than I am.
I've always said that, and I say the same thing with this show. It's not about me. It's not about anything other than the audience and the music. That's what it's all for.
That's it. I play for the fans. I write for the fans. I'm all about, like I said, without people like them, there wouldn't be people like me. So
and long may that continue. Scott Miller, thank you for joining me on Firebrand Rock Radio. It's been a great pleasure having you with me. And best of luck for next year with Tango Down. Here's to the next one.
Hey, this is Riffman from Tango Down, and you're on Firebrand Radio. Peace.
Thanks, mate. Thank you so much indeed.
All right, man. Later.